Lorenzo Russo confronts his wife Clarice about her hostility toward his illegitimate daughter, Vivian Jones. Clarice refuses to accept Vivian as family and expresses her anger over Vivian living at the estate. She reminds Lorenzo that Vivian schemed her way into Russo Jewelers, while Lorenzo argues that Clarice's actions toward Vivian's mother, Shirley, forced Vivian to fight for her place. After Lorenzo leaves, their grandson Alan arrives, and Clarice instructs him to move forward with their plan to make Vivian regret crossing her. Meanwhile, Dee Dee Benjamin informs her cousin Vanessa Dorval that Vanessa's boyfriend, Max Russo, confronted Yvette Mitchell about her pregnancy, demanding to know the father's identity. Vanessa is frustrated, but admits that she and Max have grown distant. Dee Dee asks if they can mend things before Valentine's Day, but Vanessa is unsure if their relationship will last that long. Elsewhere, Ben Russo and Quinlan Franklin wait for Sean, whom they lured into a trap to expose his crimes. When he fails to show, Quinlan fears that Wade Apina got to him first. Meanwhile, Wade Apina has already taken his brother Sean's life and is burning his body, fabricating a cover story to protect their family's reputation. Before leaving, Wade reflects on their father's teachings and coldly bids farewell to his late brother. Wade Apina is confronted by Commissioner Isaac Pierce, who questions him about his missing younger brother, Sean. Wade feigns ignorance, claiming he hasn't seen Sean since he left to meet a friend. Isaac warns Wade that Sean is in serious trouble and urges him to come forward if he learns anything. Meanwhile, Vanessa confronts Max about his attempt to pressure Yvette into revealing the father of her child. Max, frustrated by Dee Dee's interference, insists he's done with Yvette and agrees to drop the matter. However, he warns Vanessa that the more she meddles in his life, the less willing he'll be to work things out between them. JJ seeks out Dee Dee, hoping she can help him make amends with Yvette after his past mistakes. Though he regrets his actions, Dee Dee reminds him that Yvette wants nothing to do with him and urges him to respect her wishes. At Russo Jewelers, Alan confronts his Aunt Vivian, accusing her of making life difficult for his grandmother, Clarice. When Vivian remains unfazed by his threats, Alan warns her that their family is determined to remove her from the CEO position, no matter what it takes. At a meeting with Pacho Torres and Owen Grant, Jeremiah Dorval reinforces his stance, making it clear that his wife Shelley's project, providing support for struggling mothers, is off limits. Owen sees an opportunity to use the project for political gain against Heidi Russo. Meanwhile, Alan Russo informs his mother, Harley Drake, and grandmother, Clarice Russo, that he successfully planted doubts in Vivian's mind about her position at Russo Jewelers. Harley and Clarice strategize with Alan, noting that Vivian's distrust of her brothers, Gianni and Isidore, gives them an advantage. Clarice assures Harley of her loyalty to Alan, emphasizing their unified effort to undermine Vivian. At the Russo estate, Vivian Jones approaches her older half-brother Gianni Russo, offering a healthy working relationship. Though skeptical, Gianni agrees for the sake of improving Russo Jewelers' work environment. Vivian hints at making peace with Gianni's son Ben to rebuild trust. After Gianni leaves, Vivian reveals her true intentions. She's playing him and plans to target their brother Isidore next. Isaac Pierce informs Ben Russo and Quinlan Franklin that Sean Apina is missing, relaying suspicions raised by Wade. Quinlan urges Isaac to obtain a search warrant, but he emphasizes the need for evidence when dealing with the powerful Apina family. Isaac decides to visit the Apina mansion to investigate further, while Quinlan remains skeptical about finding any trace of Sean. Dee Dee Benjamin tells Yvette Mitchell that her cousin JJ Dorval is trying to make amends, but Yvette makes it clear she has no interest in being friends with someone who once wished her harm. Dee Dee insists JJ has changed, but Yvette remains skeptical. Their tense conversation is interrupted by JJ's arrival. At Ben Russo's condo, Johnny Russo tries to persuade his son to help take down Vivian as CEO of Russo Jewelers. Johnny urges Ben to rekindle his relationship with Vivian, real or fake, to uncover her weaknesses. Ben refuses, suspecting his father's motives, especially given his strained relationship with his younger brother Max. Vivian Jones meets with her lover Pacho Torres at Theodosius's palace, sharing that she's reached a truce with Gianni. Pacho warns her not to trust him, but Vivian reveals it's part of her plan to outmaneuver Johnny and Isidore. When Pacho suggests making the Russos' accusations of her being a criminal a reality, Vivian listens intently, intrigued by his scheme. Meanwhile, protesters surround J. Dorval HVAC Services, targeting Jeremiah and Shelley Dorval. Shelley suspects Owen and Pacho are behind the protests, especially after Owen's smear campaign against their pro-life beliefs. Jeremiah admits he may have inadvertently fueled the protests by warning Owen and Pacho about Shelley's planned refuge house for struggling mothers. The couple worries the protests might escalate, but Jeremiah and Isaac pay Owen a surprise visit, suggesting retaliation is on the horizon. Johnny pressures his wife Heidi to convince their eldest son Ben to become friends with Vivian as part of his scheme to oust her as CEO of Russo Jewelers. Heidi, focused on her upcoming election, refuses to get involved, leaving Gianni to handle it alone. Owen Grant denies any involvement with protests outside Jeremiah's business. Despite suspicions from Jeremiah and Police Commissioner Isaac, the two men warn Owen about potential consequences for unethical actions, though Owen dismisses their concerns as intimidation. At the Mitchell estate, Adele shares his belief that Owen's attacks on the Dorvals in the district attorney race are personal, causing Wanda to reflect on past tensions with the Dorvals, but remain evasive about her own thoughts. Finally, JJ apologizes to Yvette for his past wrongdoings, but she refuses to forgive him, citing his hypocrisy when he once judged her harshly for similar mistakes. JJ admits he struggles with self-forgiveness, but respects her stance. Their conversation ends unresolved as Yvette walks away. Pacho surprises Vivian by reserving the ballroom at Theodosius Palace for Valentine's Day, celebrating their love and their first meeting. Vivian reflects on her journey from a delivery woman to CEO of Russo Jewelers, expressing gratitude for Pacho's support. They affirm their love and confidence in their schemes, despite opposition from others. At Shirley's diner, Vanessa and Max have a tense Valentine's Day conversation. Vanessa urges Max to work through their issues, but he struggles with guilt over friend Ulyssa's passing. After heartfelt words from Vanessa, they reconcile with a kiss. Wanda confronts her secret lover, Owen, accusing him of targeting the Dorvals for personal reasons. Owen deflects her concerns, seducing her once again, despite her reluctance. At the Mitchell estate, Yvette spends Valentine's Day with her unborn baby and her friend Dee Dee. During their conversation, Yvette finally reveals the father of her baby, Zeke Franklin. Can't get enough of the crazy world of In Times Like These. Binge watch In Times Like These. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you're not ready for what's to come, but tune in anyways.